My name is Andrei, Annika. I go by Draworking on Instagram and most of my social media. I'm from Montreal, born in Romania, and right now I work at Loveless and I travel a lot, doing conventions, little guest spots here and there. I work with a bunch of photographers that are really talented, that kind of work in a similar style that I do. I also work a lot with my iPad on Procreate. I design a lot of my stuff with the photos that I take from the photographers and redesign some of them, working with a bunch of layers, trying to boost my contrast and my colors as much as possible. I work a lot with like complementary colors to create my own style with it. Stencil process, I'm one of those tattooers who put a lot of details in my stencils. I'm the kind of guy who thinks more is better than less, or I prefer like having too much than not enough. So sometimes I do it on my iPad and I print it. Sometimes I do it by hand, like this one. It also makes me understand more what I'm about to do. It's like my final test before I start, and I just study the stencil better by doing it by hand or on my iPad than if I would print it straight with a filter, Photoshop or whatever. I find that I work better if I understand it, work faster also, because I know exactly what I'm supposed to do and my first things first that I need to do, and then the second stage and third, etc. etc. I really think that the placement is one of the most important things in tattoos. I try to go with the flow of the body the most as possible, so it flows with the natural curves, the muscles and the movements of the body. Depending on the project also, of course, but depending where we put it. But yeah, it's one of the most important things for me. Find a way to follow the curves of the muscles and everything else. Definitely the industry has been changing a lot in the past few years. It's a less closed industry than before. I still think that people should deserve like their way to have knowledge about this, and like everybody needs to make their own place, sacrifice. It's not, some people think it's only about money or fame or stuff like that, but it's a whole lifestyle. It's a so, like, if you want to be good at something, you have to give it all and push the boundaries so much. And yeah, being able to remain humble even though somebody's very good or whatever, that really inspires me. And I think the best artists aren't necessarily like super good, but they're also very good human beings, and that's very important for me. But like I said, not having a good apprenticeship is very important, but not everybody understands what that implies and is able to do all the sacrifices to get there, for sure. I definitely use a polarizing filter just because I find the glare, like when your light hits the skin, it always reflects, so you can't really tell, and that glare makes it look ugly. So I use that polarizing filter just to have like the real colors and the real thing. When you look at it naturally, there's like a little glare, but when you move your head, you don't see it just right in the middle. So it's like the real effect. Some people don't like it, but like if you can't take a professional picture, why wouldn't you, right? Although I don't like when people Photoshop their tattoos, which some of them are doing, and that's pretty much cheating when you think of it. So if the tattoo is well done, you don't need to Photoshop or anything like that. So yeah, not saying any names, but there's some people out there who do it. Definitely on draworking.ca. We got a form that people can fill up, and we're gonna get right back at you as soon as possible. I was getting way too many messages on Instagram or Facebook and all that, and it was really hard to keep up with the demand. So yeah, the website is the best way to get a reach of me, or my manager actually. On that form, everything is pretty clear. I need a picture of the placement of the body, sometimes the placement where they're at, where they want it, when they want it. And yeah, some good rules for getting tattooed is definitely having a good breakfast in that morning, drinking lots of water, being a little bit in shape, doing some minor stretchings, just because people are about to sit for a long time when getting tattooed. So those are some good little rules, just to stay calm and relax. It's the best way to handle it and not being too much pain. My name is Andrei. I go by Draworking. I work in Montreal, and I travel all around the world doing conventions and guest spots. To get a hold of me or get an appointment, just go on www.draworking.ca and fill up that form. I get the question like which convention is my favorite one. I can't decide. There's always like something good about one, and the other one there's something else, and depending on what I'm looking for, I really can't say which one is my favorite. I really loved Mexico. It was a really fun convention, the Mayan Mayhem one. Paris was really neat. I learned so much from that convention, and also all the museums that I went to see. Went to the Louvre many times in a row. There's so many good places in America and Canada.